Hey everyone, this is Chris Nyan with EVready Energy, and I'm going to give you a 5-minute overview of the topic that I am most passionate about, which is reducing the operating costs of EV charging. These are topics that 99% of companies across the United States are not going to talk to you about, but they're the topics that will really drive down your total cost of ownership and your long-term costs. Number one, this is probably what you're going to hear about from everybody, equipment and installation, but the cost of your energy tied to EV charging is going to be the most expensive component of what you're doing. So understanding energy versus power, this is critical. Most people think that the cost of their energy is what they're paying for, but on a commercial electric bill, in many cases, when you add charging stations, you're also paying for power as well, and the power becomes more expensive than the energy. So what's the unit for energy? It's kilowatt hours. You'll also hear energy supply in volume. And what's the unit for power? It's kW. It's power, it's speed, it's demand, it's force. It's how fast you're filling up your tub. It's not how much water is inside of your tub. And the way to think about the two of them comparably, a level 2 charging station is like a washer and dryer outlet inside of your house, while a fast charger is more like a large business operation. If you've gone to a Tesla supercharging location, think about it like several Walmart supercenters at one time. The problem with charging that always has to be addressed is it comes in spikes and it comes at really high speed. So while building loads are more average, charging loads, car gets plugged in and the spike happens very quickly. That charges and it creates an excessive electric bill for you just by using a charger for one moment in time. What we call it is peak demand. If you have energy management, you can manage that power so that you don't have to pay that excessive electric bill. Here's an example of a location where a full month, 50 to 200 kilowatts, generally everything that you see in green here is what they were using for power, but they had one spike for 736 kilowatts for one 15-minute interval, and it cost them tens of thousands of dollars in their electric bill because that's how the electric utility charges for power. It charges for a peak moment. It doesn't charge for an average over the month, and that's the challenge for EV charging. So how do you think about that in your commercial electric bill? Here's a great example. If you look at 30% of this bill, it says distribution and transition energy charge. That is an energy charge. That is a kilowatt hour charge. That's only 30% of the electric bill, where the reality is the distribution demand, the transition demand, and the transmission demand was 60% of the bill. So while at home, 100% of your bill or close to it is tied to energy, 60% of this commercial bill was actually tied to power instead of energy. And so everyone that has charging stations at their commercial locations should be attempting to lower their power at their facilities to dramatically lower their electric bills. So I know what you're thinking. So the first three really come down to the same thing. We don't allow public use of our chargers. Our chargers aren't used much, and the administration's slowing down on EVs. Again, because power is charged for one moment, none of those things actually matter. One moment can cost you thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. And then the two other things we hear is I'm on an EV rate. An EV rate isn't necessarily better for you, and I'd love to get into why in greater detail in the future. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. It depends on your circumstance. And then the big thing we hear is, well, we already have an energy guy. Well, I'm going to go back to this slide really quickly. An energy guy focuses on the supply part of an electric bill. It doesn't focus on the delivery side of the electric bill in most cases. Now, it's a very complex thing, but when your supply person, when your energy guy is saying, I have you covered, I got your back, you have the best possible rate, what they're actually saying is, we have the best possible supply side rate for you, given that you're not managing your energy. If you were managing your energy, you could get a better supply side rate with the right energy management in conjunction with your energy guy. And on the delivery side, you can lower your delivery demand charges, which your energy guy or supplier cannot control. So combination of both is the best thing for you to optimize your costs. And the last thing is, again, an energy management solution, something with full electric charging station visibility and control with comprehensive site load data that is expandable to other solutions that you're going to need at your facility, that's also talking to your energy guy It is also enrolling you in demand response revenue programs is the way to optimize your energy costs and potentially create new revenue streams. Schedule a consultation with EVready Energy to learn more about all of this.